What's up guys, Phillips here. In this quick tip I'm going to show you how I created this nice looking glossy text effects. So without any further ado, let's get started. So first you want to do is to click on File, click on New, and then create a new layer. So I'm going to be using 1920 by 1080 and my resolution 300, and then I'm going to click on OK. So next you want to do is to fill this with black background. So I have my black background as my background color and white as my foreground. You can also press D to switch them. So I'm going to fill it with black by pressing alternate delete. And next I'm going to do is to write the text effect, the text. So I'll click on my text tool here, and then I'm going to type glossy, Glossy, and I'm going to change the color to white from the font color, change it to white. Then I have this here, glossy. So the font I used for this is Abieti or Abieti. So next thing I did was to add stroke around it. As you can see from here, my text is quite bigger, so I'm going to add stroke here by clicking on the FX here, that's the layer style, and I'm going to click on stroke. So I use 15 and I use the stroke outside, and the color of the stroke is white. Okay, now after this, next thing I did was to convert this to a smart object. So I'm going to right click and click on convert to smart object. Okay, now next thing I'm going to do is to add a layer style again. So from the add layer style, I'm going to click on gradient overlay, and then I already have my gradient here. That's because I've done it before. So the gradient I used is yellow and red. So the color codes are F0, F70000, and I have FFF600. So these are the color codes. So now after this, I'm going to add another effect, which is the inner shadow. So I'll double click to open it up. So I have inner shadow here, and the inner shadow I use multiply. I have black color, or not black, 1D0200, but we can use black. We can just use black color to make it simpler. So I have the opacity at 50, and I have the distance 15, choke 0, and size 10. So you can just play around with this depending on the size of your document. For example, if you have a higher size of document, you should play around with this to see how it looks like in your own. So after this, next thing I'm going to do is to hold Control and click on my glossy text effect. So and then I'm going to click on select and click on modify and then contrast. So I want to change this by, let's say, 15, and then I'm going to click on OK. So next thing I'm going to do is to create a new layer both and fill it with black by pressing alternate delete, and I have something that looks like this. So I'm just going to drag this text over from here down, this text effect. So drag it while holding alternate from here to here, or what you can do is to right click, you say copy layer style, and then right click here, you say paste layer style. That's another thing you can do. So next thing I'm going to do is to add a drop shadow to this new one I just created. So I'm going to double click on it and click on drop shadow, add drop shadow over here, and I have something that looks like this. So I have the blend mode as linear bond 750011. So as I said earlier, you can play around with this to get a desired effect. So after this, I'm going to click on OK. Now next thing I'm going to do is to hide the background layer. So click on this visibility icon here to hide it and merge everything onto a new layer. So create a new layer here, Control Shift Alternate E to merge everything onto a new layer. Now you want to click on filter, you want to click on filter gallery. So what I used here is Chrome, so you can just check around. So but after everything, I found out that Chrome did a very nice job. So the details I have is 1. You can still play around with it depending on the size of the document. So I'm using 1 for my own, and then I'm going to click on OK, and I have something that looks like this. So next thing I'm going to do is to click on image and click on auto tone, and I have it like this way. So as you can see, we are getting there. So this text is kind of glossy. Now I want to change the blending mode from normal down to, I think I used linear lights. Okay, and then you have something that looks like this. So next thing I do was to create the background that I have over here. That is to create this kind of background. So I duplicated the background by pressing Ctrl J, and now from filter I want to add noise, filter, noise, add noise. So I have 44, or let me make it 50, Gaussian and monochromatic, and then you want to click on OK. So next thing you want to do is to blur it a bit. So you click on filter, blur, and then Gaussian blur. So I will use a blur of 0.5 or something lower or higher depending on your document size. I want to click on OK. Now I'll add levels. So you can add levels in different ways. You can add it non-destructively, but I'm just going to do it in a destructive manner. So I'm going to click on image, adjustments and levels. Or as you can see the shortcut there, Ctrl L. So I'm going to reduce this till I have something I like. So let's say 144. Yeah, so I want to create a kind of starry background, and I'm going to click on OK. So and I have something that looks like this. So next thing I want to do is to add a new layer above. So I'm going to click on add new layer. I'm going to fill it with black again, which is my foreground color, by pressing alternate delete. And now next thing I want to do is to click on filter. I want to click on render, then I want to click on lens flare. So I have this lens flare above here, so I have my own above here. Then I'll click on OK. So next thing you want to do is to change the blending mode from normal down to screen, and you have something that looks like this with your lens flare passing through it, which is very nice and good. Now you want to click on your adjustment layer and just click on hue and saturation. So I want to increase the saturation a bit. Okay, and one good thing about this effect is that you can change the color anytime you want. Like, I can double click on this and then change the color to anything you want. So I have something that looks like this, which is nice. So I'm going to just keep it as my red and yellow for now. So what I did last was to add this lens flare that you can see here. As you can see, I have this lens flare here. I'm going to do that by clicking on filter, click on place embedded, and I got it from, I think, pictures, material. So when you check the video description, you will see this you will see a link to this lens flare. You can download it and use it in your project. So I have it here, so clips, and then I'm going to drag it till I have something of that nature. So just to get the exact size, I'm going to bring it down. So I'll use it to measure, and I have something that, if it's nice, I'll take it back up and then change the blending mode from normal to screen. So I have something like this. So I have these edges here which are not looking nice, so I'm going to add levels to it again by clicking on image, adjustments, and I have levels. So I will reduce it a bit till I have something that looks good. So this looks very good. So you can bring it below this hue and saturation. So and I have something like this. So this is how I created this nice looking glossy effect. Thank you very much for watching. This video is good.